The galaxy laughed when humans arrived. It was the first time. Earth had been invited to the Galactic Arms Summit, a massive event where the most powerful species showed off their deadliest weapons. Titans of war filled the halls, plasma dischargers, antimatter missiles, gravity bombs that could flatten a planet. But the humans? They brought a long metal tube. At booth 19, Captain Ji Huan stood tall beside his crew. The human section looked empty compared to others. No glowing cores, no floating drones, no sounds of humming energy. Just a simple railgun. And some tungsten rods. Aliens passed by, smirking. Did they bring a telescope? One laughed. No, said another. It's a pipe. Maybe it shoots rocks. The laughter spread. Captain Ji Huan didn't speak. Beside him, Dr. Bao Kyung, the weapons lead engineer, adjusted her glasses and remained quiet. They had heard it all before. But today, the galaxy would finally learn what happens when you laugh at humans. Part 1. Mockery in the hall. A tall alien approached, his crystalline body shimmering with pride. Ambassador Reth of the Vartari Dominion looked down at the railgun and chuckled. Kinetic weapons? He said, You mean you throw metal? Kaiwan nodded. We accelerate metal using magnets. This is a railgun. Reth's laugh sounded like breaking glass. You still use mass-based weapons? Primitive. My people abandoned that before. Your species learned to walk upright. Another alien leaned in. I heard Earth still uses chemical propulsion. Rockets with fire. I heard they still believe in combustion. Said someone else. Ji-Huan said nothing. Bo-Kyung calmly replied, Would you like to see it in action? Reth's crystals flashed. You wish to demonstrate this toy? He smiled. Very well. I could use some amusement. Part 2. The testing CHFY chamber was massive. It stretched for kilometers. On one side stood the audience of ambassadors, scientists, and generals from across the galaxy. On the other side stood the targets, armored plates, energy shielded, panels, and a retired warship, a full-class cruiser, 800 kilometers away. The alien demonstrations came first. The Zarzine fired their plasma cannon. It screamed with light, vaporizing the first row of targets. The Kraglo used a singularity bomb. It collapsed a metal tube into a ball the size of a marble. The Votari followed with their particle lance. It sliced through 10 armored plates like butter. The crowd cheered. Pride shimmered in the air. Then it was humanity's turn. The room grew quiet. Ji-Huan and Bao-Kyung stepped forward. Their railguns stood on a tripod, no larger than a speeder bike. No lights. No hum. Bao-Kyung carefully loaded a tungsten rod the size of her forearm into the gun's chamber. What's your target? Reth said, smiling. The warship? As if you can hit it. Ji-Huan nodded. That's fine. Bao-Kyung adjusted the settings. The railgun clicked. Then silence. Part 3. The shot that shook the HFY. There was no flash. No explosion. Just a dull, fast snap. The tungsten rod launched at 25%, the speed of light. In 0.01 seconds. It traveled the entire 800 kilometers. It struck the cruiser, not with heat, not with energy, but with pure speed and mass. There was no blast. No flames. Just a clean hole. A perfect tunnel punched through solid armor, through the warship, through the mountain-sized shield generator behind it, and into the wall behind that. Emergency containment fields activated to stop it from going further. The warship didn't explode. It collapsed. The rod had carried more kinetic energy than a nuclear bomb, enough to level the city. And it was just metal. The room went silent. Ji-Huan stepped forward. Impact velocity, 75,000 kilometers per second. He said, energy, 5.2 gigatons of TNT. Cost to fire, same as running your plasma cannon for 10 seconds. Hreth's crystals flickered. Bo Kyung added, "This is our portable model." Part 4. A lesson behind. Someone in the back whispered, "That was just a rod?" "Just a piece of tungsten," Bo Kyung replied. "No warhead. No explosion. No special core." Another ambassador raised a hand. "But our shields?" "Don't stop physics," Jiwon said. "No matter field can resist that kind of force. Lasers are neat. Plasma's hot. But kinetic impact? It's raw." A different delegate asked, "But how do you reload?" "We don't need coolant. We don't need exotic matter," Bo Kyung said. "We can fire again in 3 seconds." "Would you like another demonstration?" No one answered. Ji Hwan loaded a second rod. This one had been specially prepared. It was made to break apart mid-flight. The gun fired again. Halfway to the target zone, the rod split into 20 shards. Each flew like a tiny missile, guided only by inertia and speed. The entire target array vanished. "Just missed. Not even debris remained." Chi Hwan smiled. "We call that area control." The room stayed quiet. Part 5. A turning point within. Hours, the alien booths had emptied. Delegates returned to their ships. Emergency councils were held. Battleship orders were canceled. Humanity's weapon, once mocked, had changed the balance. By evening, Earth received 147 requests for trade agreements and 212 warnings. Final part ending. Strong Bo Kyung stood by the railgun, gently brushing it clean. G-1 watched the stars above the station dome. His voice was calm. "They all came here to show off," he said. "They built weapons to look powerful. We built weapons to win." Bo Kyung nodded. "We built them to survive." "They laughed," he said. "Let them laugh. They won't." "Do it twice." Far beyond the station, in silent space, a cargo-sized rod slowly in orbit. It was loaded into a larger ship mounted. RAILGUN. It didn't glow. It didn't buzz. It simply waited. Because when humans fight, they don't fight with fire. They fight with physics. And the galaxy would never laugh again.